Hi, it's Joe from Put in Your Path. I wanted to talk to the people today who are stressed out, especially if you're living in the U.S. I have some serious suggestions to make to you, ways in which you can stop being so stressed out. First of all, I want to explain to you what is going on and why you have been a part of it and why you're so stressed out about it. There has been a certain portion of our current government who's trying to stoke fear. They have a fear furnace and they're stoking it as fast as they can. And that is the reason why a certain person will say things that are inflammatory and get everyone all riled up. Because when it gets you riled up, you start handing logs over to be put into the furnace. And the fear furnace gets hotter and hotter. Now, how do we stop doing that? First off, we stop watching the news. They're going to be on there every day. Their sole point in life is fear. There's no point in getting a daily dose of fear. I have chosen to have a single source of news that I know I can trust. I happen to pay a little bit for that. But every article I read on there, I can tell where it came from, what the slant is, and what the factuality is. Is it true or is it not true? Because we're having trouble with that the last few years. What I use is ground news. And I will never have a sponsor on this channel. I don't have a code for you to use. I'm sure plenty of your other YouTube channels do. I highly recommend it. I don't check it every day. I don't go through and read it every day. Because there's still fear on there. The only time I go and check it is if I hear something that I want to check the factuality of. That's it. Because it doesn't matter what day it is, what's been said, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And if I participate in that, if I give my attention to it, it feeds on it. So the only way for me to help lessen the fear for everyone else is to take my attention away from it and to put my attention back on good things, wonderful things, my family, my neighbors, things that are going well in the world, regardless of anything that's going crazy. So that's the first thing you have to do, is you have to wean yourself off of the fear factory. That fear furnace is going 24/7, 365. And it won't be until that fear furnace has gotten cool enough that enough people will be able to say, wait a minute, I'm not buying that crap anymore. I'm not loading those logs anymore. And that is the time when things can change. But we can only control ourselves. We can only control what we do. As the mother of a family, I still can only control what I do. I don't control what my husband watches or listens to when he's away from home. All I can do is keep this space that is ours as fear-free as we can. And I'm hoping that for the second time in his short life, I'm setting an example of how to get through hard things, how to get through difficult things. So, unplug yourself. If something big happens, you're going to hear about it. Your neighbor's going to come over. Did you hear such and such? Hey, one of your YouTubers or TikTokers or Instagrammers, none of which I'm on except for YouTube, is going to mention it. That leads to number 2. Be very careful about your social media. Your social media has been arranged in such a way as to help these people. You do not want to get them stuck in your algorithm. So don't watch them. If you accidentally click on something and go, oh no, stop and find the not interested button. The algorithm will listen to you if you tell them, I don't want this crap. I personally, I'm being told about Blue Sky. I am not on Instagram. I am not on TikTok. YouTube is my only platform. I do watch videos on YouTube. I'm very careful about my algorithm because I don't want it to turn negative on me. I would hope that those things that you have thought were entertaining don't start constantly feeding you crap. And it's up to you to make sure that you don't do that. Now, the third thing that you need to do is to trust the universe. This is all happening because it was supposed to happen this way. I didn't vote for him. I don't know a lot of people who did, but apparently quite a few did. It needed to happen this way for whatever reason. And when it's going to end, we're not going to know. I can tell you that there are too many people and too many miles, square miles, in America to take it over with anything. We have people who are afraid of not being allowed to leave their homes because there are soldiers on the street. Well, minus the 70 million who voted for him, from the 340 million of us that live here, you would have to handle, I know it's 360, but I'm going to say 350. 350 million men, women, and children in a country as vast as ours, with only a couple of million military and police. Sound right to you? Our size is one of the biggest pluses against being overtaken with anything, be it domestic or foreign. Not to mention that there are a lot of guns out there. And it would take, there's a YouTuber that I watch who was in the military, and I think she figured up that if everyone who had guns stood in a line waiting to hand them over, it would take 66 years to get them all. We need to trust the universe. There's a reason this is happening. It's opening people's eyes. It's opening people's eyes who may have been very short-sighted and can't see that the gift of America, the ideal of America, what really makes us strong, is the fact that we're an entire country of immigrants. None of us come from here. Our family may have been here for generations, but none of us come from here except for the native peoples. We have people from all over the world, And that's why the innovation of our country can happen. Now, do we have issues? Issues that we keep dragging ourselves from the past and have attitudes about. Absolutely. And that's part of why this needs to happen. Because if we're going to go to if we're going to go from 3D to 5D, 5D where everyone is appreciated for who they are, not where they came from, not what they look like, not what skin color they have, not who they love, not who they choose to experience the life of, regardless of what body they were born into. 5D is not just an acceptance of each other, but an appreciation of what we can bring, what each individual, unique individual can bring to the table. That's exciting. That's what this country is supposed to be. And that's what it will be again. And all of those things that have been taken away in the last few months, they can be replaced. Because you know what? They're in our memories. We can make another plate. We can make another placard. We can make another bronze statue to the Tuskegee Airmen. Because everyone has value in this country. And the divine universe is trying to get us there. And we are becoming the beacon, maybe not for the best reason, for other countries who were on the edge and who were like, oh, heck no, we're not doing that, and have voted differently. Look around. You can see the positive things that are happening, even in the middle of the muck and mire. The universe is taking care of us. It's moving us towards where we need to be. And especially for those of us who are light workers, it's incredibly important for us to stay positive and to stay in the light as much as we can, to hold our light. And there are going to be some times when you get knocked down and you have to recover. And you have to pass your light for a little bit. But once you recover, you get back up. And you hold that light. Because even the smallest light can overcome darkness. I hope this has helped someone. I know that in the first few months after the election, I was incredibly anxious. And I had that feeling like my esophagus was just like somebody had me by the esophagus. It's awful. Just know that just as there are those of us who are super sensitive and feel things so deeply and are here for that reason, that there are also those who are here to walk on the street and hold a sign and to pile up and show just how much we don't want what's happening. I don't want to say they're a different breed, but they came here with a different purpose. Now when I'm able, I will work a phone. I will work a phone. My representative, Republican, and my two Democratic senators are worn out by this point. Because then I get off the phone and I send them a message. But I do that when I feel like I'm able. And in the meantime, I do what I need to cocoon myself from the negativity so that I can achieve my purpose on the earth, this life. So I hope that if you're a light worker, that if you're a starseed, a lot of us are both, if you're a medium, if you're an empath, if you're an intuitive, if you're a card reader, whatever it is that you feel comfortable calling yourself, it's pretty much just being super sensitive. I hope that you'll consider coming, leave me some questions. Let's talk. Let's support each other. Goodness knows we could use it. I will only tell you what I know, what I have gleaned, and what feels right to me over the last 54 years on this earth. What my spirit guides impart to me, I will really be serious about, especially those of you who are just waking up or a little bit younger in your spiritual journey. Do not listen to every word I say and eat it like a spoon, with a spoon. You have your own intuition. And what you feel is right for you is fact. I may have a different fact. There's always a reason for that. We have different purposes. We have different life contracts. So take what feels right from me and leave the rest. It will not hurt my feelings. I really hope that this channel ends up just being someplace safe, because I won't allow comments that are nasty. Also not doing personal readings. Is Jeff the one? That's not what this channel is for. I'm not going to be predicting when we will finally get to 5D, because we don't have control over that. We do, but we don't. And right now, I don't think anyone does. I think the energy is so discombobulated and confused right now. I don't think anyone knows. It's sometime between now and, but I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. And by sooner, I'm talking years. I'm not talking months. I'm not talking weeks. I'd be happy to discuss any questions that people have that they don't understand, and tell you what I know and ask my guides and see if it feels right to you. I just want to be here to help. My whole life has been about helping. And that's what I'm being asked to do. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Stay in the light.